Hey there, food lovers! Ever hear that sizzle? That's the sound of perfectly cooked pork in a frying pan. It's calling your name, and guess what? It's easier than you think. We're about to unlock the secrets to juicy, flavorful pork, all made right on your stovetop. Get ready for a delicious adventure that's quick, easy, and oh so satisfying. Whether you're a seasoned chef or just starting out, this is your guide to pork perfection. We'll break down each step, giving you the confidence to wow your family and friends. From picking the right cut to achieving that irresistible golden crust, we've got you covered. Let's ditch the takeout menus and get cooking. For too long, the idea of cooking pork in a frying pan has been shrouded in mystery. Some say it's tricky, others claim it's dry and tough. But let me tell you, those are just myths. With the right techniques and a dash of passion, anyone can master this simple yet elegant cooking method. We're going to debunk those myths and reveal the truth. Pan frying pork is a breeze. It's all about understanding the basics and following a few easy steps. No more intimidation, no more second guessing, just pure culinary confidence and mouth-watering results. Are you ready to rewrite the rules of pork? Get your aprons ready because we're about to embark on a flavor-packed journey. This isn't just about following a recipe, it's about discovering the joy of cooking and creating something truly special. Over the next few sections, we'll equip you with all the knowledge and skills you need to conquer the art of frying pork. We'll explore everything from essential ingredients to foolproof techniques, ensuring that every bite is a symphony of flavor and texture. So grab your frying pan, put on your chef's hat, figuratively of course, and let's get started on this delicious adventure. All right, chefs in the making, let's talk pork. The star of our show tonight is, of course, the pork itself. Don't be overwhelmed by the options at the butcher's counter. For pan frying, choose cuts that cook quickly and evenly. Pork chops, boneless or bone-in, are always a winner. Thinly sliced pork loin is perfect for quick meals. Ground pork is incredibly versatile. Look for meat that's pale pink with a bit of marbling. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Section 2. Your pork's best friend's essential ingredients. Cooking is like painting with flavors, and today we're creating a masterpiece. But even the most skilled artist needs the right palette. So, let's gather our essential ingredients, the building blocks of flavor that'll transform our pork from simple to sensational. First up, the flavor enhancers. Salt and pepper are our trusty sidekicks, always there to bring out the natural deliciousness of the pork. Garlic, in any form, fresh, powdered, or granulated, adds a punch of savory goodness. And for a touch of warmth and depth, a pinch of paprika or chili powder does wonders. Don't be afraid to get creative and experiment with your favorite herbs and spices. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, the possibilities are endless. Remember, cooking is about having fun and making it your own. Section 3. Gearing up for greatness equipment checklist. Every master chef needs their trusty tools. And believe me, you don't need a fancy kitchen to whip up a fantastic pork dish. We're keeping it simple with just a few essentials. Our hero of the day is, of course, a good quality frying pan. Heavy-bottomed and well-seasoned cast iron or stainless steel are perfect for even heat distribution. Next up, a sturdy spatula and a pair of tongs, our trusty sidekicks for flipping and turning those beautiful pieces of pork. And finally, a meat thermometer, the secret weapon for ensuring perfectly cooked pork every time. That's it. With these simple tools at your disposal, you're well on your way to becoming a pan-frying pro. Now let's roll up our sleeves and get ready for some prep work. Section 4. Ready, set, prep? All right, culinary rock stars, it's time to channel our inner prep chefs. This is where we set the stage for flavor and ensure our pork cooks evenly and beautifully. Don't worry, it's easier than you think. First things first, let's give our pork a good pat down with paper towels. Moisture is the enemy of a beautiful sear, so we want to make sure our pork is nice and dry. Next, we'll trim any excess fat. Just a little trim here and there to keep things healthy and prevent splattering in the pan. Now it's time to unleash your inner artist and get creative with the seasoning. Remember those flavor enhancers we talked about earlier? Sprinkle them generously on both sides of the pork. Don't be shy. Massage the seasoning into the meat, ensuring every nook and cranny is coated in flavor. The art of the marinade infusing flavor. Now that our pork is prepped and ready, let's talk about taking its flavor to the next level with marinades. Think of a marinade as a flavor bath for your pork, a chance to infuse it with incredible taste and juiciness. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. A simple marinade can be as easy as combining your favorite oil, acid, and seasonings. Olive oil, for instance, adds richness and helps with browning. Acids like lemon juice or vinegar tenderize the meat and add a bright, tangy flavor. And then, of course, we have our seasonings: garlic, herbs, spices. The possibilities are endless. The key to a great marinade is balance. You want a harmonious blend of flavors that complement the pork without overpowering it. Feel free to experiment and create your own signature marinade. Time to marinate. A flavor bath for your pork. Once you've whipped up your flavor-packed marinade, it's time to give our pork a luxurious soak. Place the pork in a resealable bag or a shallow dish and pour that beautiful marinade all over it. Make sure every inch of the pork is coated in the marinade for maximum flavor absorption. Now for the million-dollar question, how long should you marinate? Well, that depends on the cut of pork and your desired flavor intensity. For thinner cuts like pork loin or chops, 30 minutes to an hour in the refrigerator is perfect. Thicker cuts, on the other hand, can benefit from a longer marinade, even overnight. Remember, marinating is all about enhancing the flavor, so don't feel pressured to marinate if you're short on time. Even a quick 15-minute marinade can make a difference. Beyond the basics, additional prep techniques. Now that our pork is happily swimming in its flavor bath, let's explore some additional prep techniques that can elevate your pan frying game. These are optional, but trust me, they're worth considering. If you're working with thicker cuts of pork, like bone-in chops, tenderizing them before cooking can help ensure they cook evenly and stay juicy. You can use a meat mallet to gently pound the meat to an even thickness. Another technique is scoring, making shallow cuts across the surface of the pork, which helps the marinade penetrate deeper and promotes even cooking. And for those who love a crispy golden crust, consider dredging the pork in flour or cornstarch before pan frying. This simple step creates a beautiful crust and helps to prevent sticking. Section 4. The waiting game. Patience for perfect pork. As our pork marinates and absorbs all those wonderful flavors, it's time to talk about an often overlooked aspect of cooking: patience. I know the anticipation is killing you, but trust me, good things come to those who wait. While the pork is marinating, resist the urge to constantly open the fridge and poke at it. Let it be. Give those flavors time to work their magic. Use this time to prep your other ingredients, set the table, or simply relax and savor the aroma that's starting to fill your kitchen. Remember, cooking is a journey, not a race. Enjoy the process, and the results will be even more rewarding. Section 5. Almost showtime, prepping for the pan. All right, culinary champions, the moment of truth is almost here. Our pork has been pampered, prepped, and is now ready for its star turn in the frying pan. But before we crank up the heat, let's make sure everything is in place for a smooth and successful cooking experience. First things first, gather your prepped ingredients and arrange them within arm's reach. This is called mise en place, a fancy French term for having everything in its place. Trust me, it makes the cooking process so much smoother and more enjoyable. Next, heat your pan over medium heat. You'll know it's ready when a drop of water sizzles and dances on the surface. And finally, pat your pork dry with paper towels to remove any excess moisture. Remember, we want a beautiful sear, not a steam bath. Section 1. Showtime, introducing pork to the pan. The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. With our prepped ingredients at the ready and our pan heated to perfection, it's time to introduce our star of the show, the pork, to its sizzling stage. Take a deep breath, embrace the excitement, and let's do this. Carefully place the pork in the hot pan, ensuring that each piece has enough space to breathe. Don't overcrowd the pan, as this can lower the temperature and prevent proper browning. Remember, we're aiming for a beautiful golden brown crust, a sure sign of flavor and texture. As the pork makes contact with the hot surface, you'll be greeted by a symphony of sizzling sounds, music to a cook's ears. This is the sound of the Maillard reaction, a magical process that creates hundreds of complex flavors and aromas. Section 2. The Dance of Heat, Mastering Temperature Control. Now that our pork is sizzling away in the pan, let's talk about the importance of heat management, a crucial aspect of achieving pan frying perfection. Think of it as a delicate dance between the pork and the heat, a balancing act that requires attention and finesse. Too high heat, and you risk burning the outside of the pork before the inside has a chance to cook through. Too low, and you'll end up with dry, tough meat. The sweet spot? Medium heat is our Goldilocks zone, just right for achieving a beautiful sear while ensuring the pork cooks evenly throughout. Keep a close eye on the heat throughout the cooking process. If the pan starts to smoke excessively or the pork seems to be browning too quickly, lower the heat slightly. Remember, we're in control here and we've got this. Section 3. The Sound of Success. Listen to your pork. As we continue our pan frying journey, I want to let you in on a little secret. Your pork will tell you when it's ready to be flipped. That's right, you don't need fancy gadgets or timers, just trust your ears and a little intuition. As the pork cooks, listen carefully to the sounds it makes. Initially, you'll hear a vigorous sizzle as the moisture from the meat evaporates. As the pork begins to brown and develop a crust, the sizzling will subside slightly, and you'll hear a gentler, more subdued sound. This change in sound is your cue that the pork has formed a beautiful crust on the bottom and is ready to be flipped. Don't rush it. Patience is key to achieving that perfect sear. Section 4. The art of the flip timing is everything. The moment has arrived, our pork has spoken, and it's time for the grand flip. This is a crucial step in ensuring even cooking and a beautiful all-around crust. But fear not, my culinary comrades, for with a bit of practice and a dash of confidence, you'll be flipping like a pro in no time. Using a sturdy spatula, gently lift the edge of the pork to check for that telltale golden brown crust. If it's a thing of beauty, you're good to go. Carefully slide the spatula under the pork, ensuring you've got a good grip, and with a swift, confident motion, flip it over to reveal the other side. Avoid pressing down on the pork with the spatula, as this can squeeze out precious juices. Remember, we're aiming for juicy, tender pork, and every drop of moisture counts. Section 5. Rest, relax, and anticipate, letting the flavors meld. Congratulations, culinary superstars! You've successfully navigated the art of pan-frying pork, and now the finish line is in sight. But before you slice into those beautiful golden brown pieces of meat, there's one final crucial step: resting. Remove the pork from the pan and transfer it to a plate or cutting board. Loosely tent the pork with aluminum foil and let it rest for a few minutes. This allows the juices to redistribute throughout the meat, ensuring every bite is bursting with flavor and moisture. Use this time to finish preparing your side dishes, pour yourself a well-deserved beverage, and bask in the aroma of your culinary triumph. The anticipation is part of the fun, a prelude to the symphony of flavors that awaits. Section 1. Frying faux pas. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Even the most experienced cooks make mistakes, but in the world of pan-frying pork, a little knowledge goes a long way in preventing culinary mishaps. Let's address some common frying faux pas and equip ourselves with the know-how to avoid them. One common mistake is overcrowding the pan. Remember, we want our pork to have ample space to breathe and brown evenly. Overcrowding lowers the pan's temperature, leading to steaming instead of searing. Solution: cook in batches if needed, ensuring each piece of pork has its own little piece of sizzling real estate. Another misstep is flipping too frequently. Resist the urge to constantly poke, prod, and flip your pork. Give it time to develop that beautiful crust. Frequent flipping disrupts the cooking process and can result in dry, tough meat. Don't fear the thermometer. You're key to juicy pork. Use a meat thermometer for perfectly cooked, juicy pork every time. Embrace precision and accuracy. The magic number is 145 degrees Fahrenheit or 63 degrees Celsius. Insert into the thickest part, avoiding bones. Rest assured your pork is cooked to perfection. Okay, chefs, even with the best intentions and knowledge, sometimes things don't go exactly according to plan. But fear not. If you find yourself facing a pan frying challenge, we've got some troubleshooting tips to help rescue your pork from disaster. If your pork is browning too quickly, don't panic. Simply lower the heat and add a splash of liquid to the pan, like broth or water. This will help regulate the temperature and prevent burning. On the flip side, if your pork seems dry, try adding a pat of butter to the pan during the last few minutes of cooking. The butter will melt, adding richness and moisture to the meat. And if all else fails, remember that a flavorful sauce can work wonders in masking any imperfections. We've talked about taste and texture, but let's not forget the visual appeal of our culinary creations. Presentation elevates the dining experience, transforming a meal into a feast for the eyes. Don't underestimate the power of a well-chosen plate. A plain white plate lets the golden brown pork shine, while a colorful plate adds vibrancy. Consider the shape and size of your plate. Create visual interest when plating your pork. Try slicing it into medallions or fanning out thin slices. Arrange on a bed of rice, mashed potatoes, or roasted vegetables for color and texture. Our pan-fried pork is the star, but even stars need a strong supporting cast. Choosing the right sides elevates your pork, creating a harmonious balance of flavors. For a classic pairing, creamy mashed potatoes are perfect. Roasted vegetables add color and sweetness. Feeling adventurous? Explore global flavors. A tangy kimchi slaw adds a Korean twist. Remember, there are no rules, only delicious possibilities. Section 3. A world of flavor sauces to elevate your pork. Sauces are like magic wands, transforming a simple dish into a symphony of flavor. A well-crafted sauce enhances the natural taste of your pork, adding depth and complexity. For a classic pairing, a creamy mushroom sauce is always a winner. Prefer a tangier flavor? Try a vibrant chimichurri sauce. Choose a sauce that complements your pork and personal preferences. Section 1. A standing ovation for your culinary creation. Take a moment to admire your handiwork. That, my friends, is the result of your dedication and newfound pan-frying prowess. Those golden brown pieces of pork, practically glowing on your countertop, are a testament to the power of simple ingredients and a little culinary confidence. You've transformed ordinary pork into a culinary masterpiece, ready to tantalize taste buds and impress even the most discerning palates. Remember that feeling of accomplishment when you flipped that pork with the finesse of a seasoned chef? Or the anticipation that built as the aroma of sizzling garlic and herbs filled your kitchen? Those, my friends, are the joys of cooking, the moments that make all the effort worthwhile. You've not only created a delicious meal, but you've also crafted an experience, a symphony of flavors and textures that will linger long after the last bite. Section 2. Sharing the joy of pan-fried perfection. Now it's time to share your culinary triumph with the world. Gather your loved ones, set the table, and prepare for a chorus of oohs and ahs as you present your pan-fried pork creation. Watch as forks hover in midair, eager to dive into the symphony of flavors you've orchestrated. Food has a magical way of bringing people together. It's a universal language that transcends cultures and generations, creating bonds over shared plates and laughter-filled conversations. As you savor each bite of your pan-fried pork masterpiece, remember that you've created more than just a meal. You've fostered a sense of connection and shared joy that will nourish both body and soul. Section 3. Your pan is calling. So what are you waiting for? It's time to put your newfound pan-frying skills to the test. Head to your kitchen, grab your trusty frying pan, and let the sizzle of success be your guide. Don't be afraid to experiment, to add your own personal touch, to create a culinary masterpiece that reflects your unique tastes and creativity. And as you embark on your next culinary adventure, remember that we're here to cheer you on every step of the way. Share your pan-fried pork triumphs with us. Tag your photos, leave your comments, and let's inspire a world of delicious possibilities, one perfectly cooked pork chop at a time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow food lovers. Until next time, happy cooking.